knowledge, what is that? So, if there is a right question or a good question, or the urge to know, I too come from the university known for making a kind of bridge between the East and the West. Prachi Kamel Sundar. Providing a platform where the best ideas from the West and the East meet. Looking at the postmodernism and the critic, I ask this question, where am I? Where is my reality as an individual? How do, whatever is said there, is it my reality as well? The answer could be yes. Some of them would be my reality, but not all of them. So that also brings us to another level of thought. There are different kinds of fragmentations, different kinds of realities, and so this multiplication is to be celebrated. There is another aspect hidden here, another very important aspect where there is this virtual mode. This internet has provided a lot of information to us. I remember some critic uses the word, if we are living in an information-soaked world. The problem is the information versus wisdom. I'm reminded of two professors, one with many books on the wasteland and the other just the text. Oh, how do you explain that? The other said, you are a scholar, so you have to prove that scholarship. I am a jnani. I close my eyes and the meaning of those lines dawns on me. That was another framework in which he used that. But there is one more aspect along with the this explosion of information through internet and other tools, globalization and postmodernism. One of the ways where the market forces control us, even when we do not remember that we are governed by some other forces. So the two things, we are conscious of this thing that this technology is going to help us, but this technology is going also to disturb us. It is snatching away the some of the parts of us that was recognized to be a human one. So, but this technological inevitability. There is this another aspect is that of undecidability. Undecidability, that nothing is permanent, nothing is fixed. I am reminded of again Kabir. I come from this very city. Had chale so manwa, behad chale so saar. Had behad dono chale, kakar mata agar. So one who knows one's limit, he may be a good person, yes. He may be treated as a human being, but one who is capable of crossing the boundaries, crossing the limit, may be a saint. But one who is capable of doing both, he is greater than both the persons. It was in this very sense Ajay Sadhvedi ji had said that human beings are better than gods. Because gods are bound by certain norms, they cannot cross those boundaries, whereas human beings could cross the boundaries created even by them. So, using this kind of questioning the grand narratives related to God, truth, reason, law, the civilizational epistemes, Dr. Singh elaborated that the developmental episteme, that yes, the development can come only through the West, only through technology. We realized it was not so. Just some years before, just a couple of years before, we saw our developmental model. And then we started saying, oh, it happens in every century. Within a century, we have some kind of plague, some kind of epidemic, and something happens, and then again, nature recovers itself. So, we can say it is a kind of a new enlightenment way of thinking about God, national identity, and also colonialism. We know how industrialism brought some kind of development, but what kind of imbalance was created by it. The Christian faith or the truth or the so much trust on reason I think so, I am. That was what one of the philosophers had said. Then this kind of dissemination is different from the kind of copying or imitation that Plato had talked about. Imitation can also be original. I remember Aristotle in one of the chapters, later chapters, perhaps 26, says that the imitation can be better than the original. Imitation of the ideal, and we know he is modifying his guru Plato. So here, dissemination doesn't mean copying or a copy, because carbon copy. When we thought of the copy, it was the carbon copy that came to our mind. But now we know that technology can create another kind of thing. The second one can also be equally good. It can also be made better. The technology can assist us. So the copy, carbon copy or the other copy, rather the first one and the second one, second or third does not mean that that is inferior. So we can say the reviewing, reinterpreting the kind of binary that we had in our tradition, Tatsam and Tatbhav, like one, and Tatbhav something that emanates from something. So the thing which emanates is inferior. Someone who comes first is superior. That kind of thought process we had, but the concept of dissemination makes us review even this concept, that because the term has been used in the sense of scattering of origins and ends, we can say, of identity, center, presence, and so on. So just as dissemination of seeds, the same seed, different seeds will grow in the same way, not just the carbon copy. But it is possible to make it better or to worsen it. The other concept that is of simulation, again the same that I talked about just now. Philosophically we say, who am I? That very question. This basic question, whether in whatever period we are living, we have to ask. Shankaracharya 1,000 years ago talked about it, yeah. Oham, who am I? Soham, I am that. Who are you? You too are that. But again, it is another kind of random narrative that should be questioned, because there are other kinds of realities. I am reminded of what Shanmukh says about this copy. The word simulation or scattering had not been used, but dissemination not used, but this kind of thing. Chitra Turag Nyaya. An image of the horse is there, and if someone asks, is it a horse? And you say, yes. Is it a horse? No. It's not a horse, it's a copy of the horse. So, the realization that you see, it is this kind of thing through which the postmodernist critics talk about the reality, where the advertisement or photography or say the image of pizza or the image of hamburger, through that the reality is created. I'm reminded of the way they talk about the war. Forgetting the horror of the war, they say the war is only on the TV and it is only this one that is going to affect us. They do not talk about what happens where the war is being fought. It is not just the TV one that is going to affect us. What about those who are facing that or who are involved in that war? One who is seeing, that is also another contested area where they talk about this reality or hyper reality. Again, looking at language, I keep on asking myself, yes, there are 4 levels of language: Parapashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikhari, and we are only talking about only the last one, Vaikhari, that we speak. There is just another level Madhyama, something that we think about, that one, but what about the other two? That is also reality, and that can be at the level of the individual. One knowing the meaning of life, if not possible, what about the seeing of it? Will we see the reality, only that very reality that is shown by others to us? Or we will also try to comprehend reality as seen by us. So, I know I am crossing the limit of time and should stop here. But with just two comments, that if it is multi-role of multinationals there and hybridization, celebration of pastiche, reference to Bollywood films and Hollywood films, and talking about this hybridization and the celebration of this hybridization, all these things come much later. I am reminded of the song that Rajkumar sings before I was born. मेरा जूता है जापानी सिर पर लाल टोपी. So 1955, the song written in 1951 and coming in 1955. As an Indian, even that very image comes to my mind. And one thing with which I would end, whatever is suggested by this mode or that mode, postmodernity, yes, talking about the unpresentable or simulation or dissimulation.